everybody? Welcome into Breaking Bet here on this Sunday, December 14th. We're already in week 15. You already got fantasy football playoffs, week 1. If you made it, God bless. We've had some shows here in recent weeks that have not involved Brad Thomas because he's sabbatical. I don't know where it's. My guy Ben Hostler, shout out to Ben. He did a great job last week. We had an awesome show. But I'm happy to have my guy Brad Thomas back. Brad,
dude,
where have you been?
Man, I've been just about everywhere, right? Like, I went out of town twice. It feels weird, right? Like waking up on a Sunday morning. This is like the first Sunday morning that I ever got to wake up and just look at NFL bets. Like, I've been on the run. So finally, it feels good not to have to stress about it, I guess.
Yeah, I got you. I'm having my morning latte, little Bud latte. This is it was a late night last night, so in order to, I guess, keep it going, I gotta have my morning latte. So
yeah,
we got a little juice here, ready for the party here. Brad, before we get into it, are you in any fantasy football playoffs?
One. It's actually kind of funny. This is like the worst year I did, but this was the first year where I was like busy during every single draft. And of course, the one draft that I wasn't busy is the one where my team's freaking legit. And I was complaining like a lot of my other teams had a bunch of injuries, but my best team lost like Tucker Kraft. We lost like 4 players to injuries, but I just looked at it from top to bottom. It was just a really good, well-drafted team. I didn't like pick anybody up that was amazing, like I think I just was deep at every level.
Yeah. I had 3 teams. 2 of them are in the playoffs. One of them I have a bye.
Yeah.
I had a nice bye this week. So I locked up the bye. Like,
yeah, I have a bye too. That was number 2
last week. So like for all intents and purposes, I basically haven't played a meaningful week in this fantasy league. So I need one more win next week, and I'm in the finals. And then usually, like, what we do, and I'm not sure if other people do this, we whack up the pot.
Yeah,
some sort of a split, because you came all that way. I like to do something. But yeah, it's a pretty good one. There's definitely some big monster matchups today for not just fantasy but betting and seeding purposes. So let's get into it here, Brad. Obviously, scheduling wise, we've been a little bit disconnected, been very busy, so we didn't do our midweek show this week. We didn't do a midweek show last week. So anybody that's followed the show long enough knows that we do something midweek and then we reevaluate and see if our opinions change on Sunday morning. But now we're combining all that. So basically start from scratch. Brad, Jets at the Jags, 13.5 points. The Jets are starting basically a no-namer in Jacksonville. Now with the Indianapolis unfortunate scenario quarterback, it's between the Jags and the Texans, it seems like, for the AFC South. Out of nowhere. Might be 3 teams in the fucking AFC South.
Yeah, man. This is a really weird game because I think it's like this one of the time of the year where you see these teams that are just so ready to get home, right? But are you ready to trust the Jacksonville Jaguars as a 14-point favorite? Like, that just feels like a big number, but a number that I think is totally fine because unlike Jacksonville of years before, their defense is actually pretty legit. They're 5th in EPA per play, and 8th in defensive success rate. They aren't great at throwing the ball. Trevor Lawrence still needs to take another step. Crazy. A guy working on another contract still needs to take a step here. But for me, I think, how does this Jets team score? Because they're a Jets team that really, they're playing a Jags team that really just shuts down the run. And if they can't run the ball, where's their success? I would kind of be interested in their team total under. Like last week, their team total under hit And honestly, they probably wouldn't have scored without a what was it, a punt return, without a punt return there. And so now the books make their team total 14.5. You're telling me they're going to score 15 points without being able to run the ball, and they certainly can't throw it. I lean their team total under.
I like it. I don't really have anything too official. I think that's a good look. I feel like Jacksonville should be able to cover 13.5, but Jets getting to 15 points definitely seems challenging. Look, I'm not banking it as an official gotta have it play.
Yeah,
I don't imagine I'd be involving myself in much in this contest. But bro, isn't it crazy how it worked out? All of a sudden, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who, like, let's be honest, they're really not that good.
Yeah.
Like this is a team that's going to get to the playoffs. First round, they're going to get smacked, and they're going to be left soul searching for the next 6 months. Whoa, what happened? What went wrong? We don't know. Well, I mean, I could point to a few things, but it's kind of crazy how the AFC South just shook up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Indy got cold, and then you lose Daniel Jones, and Houston's gotten hot. The Jags have been hanging in there. It's a little bizarre. But hey, real quick, have you seen the Circus Survivor?
No, I haven't.
Dude, okay. So there was like 18,700 entries, something like that to start.
Yeah.
There have been insane upsets, just absolute landmines that have blown it up. There's 10 entries going into today. It's unfathomable because, like, I had my money at it crossing 20,000 entries coming into this year, and bro, there are 10 entries, 10, and it's week 15. You got 15, 16, 17, 18. And then you have. I think you technically have 5 more weeks because you have a double dip with Christmas, the Christmas week. And there's only 10 entries left. What the fuck? When I made it so far in Circus Survivor in 23, there was 9,267 people. You know what I'm saying? And it took us to like week 17 to get 10 people. And there's twice as many this year, and it happened a few weeks before. It's nuts. Do you realize how insane it is to have that many entries get chopped this early? It's 10 people. But the reason I bring it up is because I think half of the 10 are taking Jacksonville today to win out.
Oh. Man, what's crazy is I don't like uncertainty, right? Betting on uncertainty, especially in Survivor, feels really, really weird. Hold on one second. Excuse me. Oh my God. Yes, I think the Jags win and cover, but Brady Cook. What they showed was Brady Cook was like unafraid to throw the rock. They threw the ball 35 times with him? That's a lot.
Definitely interesting on that part. All right, we got Arizona at Houston. This was 9.5. Bradford, now it's 10.5. Definitely a big cross there with that 1 point, moving from single to double-digit territory. Key numbers, of course. Buddy, I gotta be honest though. Like, I could see Arizona go on the road and really keep this one close. I could. It would be a very Arizona Cardinals thing to do, especially after getting blown out at home last week. But Houston's defense, we've talked about it all year. Every single week, we say, Houston, they have a shot because their defense keeps them in it. And they've been on fire these last, 5-6 weeks. Their defense is playing at a ridiculous level. Their offense is providing a good complement right now. They had a huge win at Arrowhead last week. I think I'd be inclined to take the 10.5 with Houston. Let me rewind. I gave out Houston minus 9.5 on my RotoWire pick 5 video. Look, boil it down. I don't really think the Texans are that good.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a team that's Super Bowl bound. But let's recognize they have been one of the hottest teams in the NFL. over the last like month and a half. And there's no denying it. We've never denied their defensive greatness. That is literally the talking point every single week we bring up. The Houston Texans play unbelievable defense. Right? Do we not?
They every single week, number one in the NFL in defense. And this is like the weirdest game to me, because not weird from like a betting perspective, but what's his name? Jacoby Brissett. We've talked about this. Like, he's been a freaking stud since starting.
And he's fantasy savior, baby. My fantasy savior.
Dude, he's been killing it. His line is set at 231.5 as a 10-point dog, which feels absolutely weird given the fact that the Texans have the number one pass defense and feels like every quarterback is going under. I just think this is going to probably be my most like intriguing matchup to watch, because Jacoby Brissett, even when he's played against decent pass defenses, still put up big stat lines.
It could be backdoor, but
yeah, I think what's weird about this game as well is we keep seeing the Texans as underdogs, or if they're a favorite, they're like a 2.5-point favorite. What are they going to do as a big favorite, right? Like, am I ready to just commit on that? I don't know.
I mean, the problem is you just never know which Arizona Cardinals team is going to show up. And obviously the variance is a little bit different with Brissett versus Kyler Murray. But I mean, at some point you think it makes no sense that Brissett would be able to move the ball against his defense.
Yep.
Like, you'd really think that. I still think I'm going to go with the Texans laying the number, because we saw last week that the Cardinals really weren't able to do anything against the Rams. They got a couple tutties in garbage time, but the Texans defense is way better than the Rams front to back.
Yeah. You want to hear a crazy stat though?
Yeah.
Arizona 5-1 against the spread on the road. It's sickening.
Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to side with the Texans. It's a big number, but
yeah, I lean Texans. I'm just being devil's advocate.
Or like, let's remember what happened when Arizona went to Seattle. Seattle and Houston, defensively at least, are very similar.
Yeah,
they're both great defenses. I mean, I think Seattle's a little bit better on offense than Houston, but Arizona went there, they got smacked. Arizona can really get waxed if they fall behind schedule. So I'm not really like sold on what Arizona's going to have here. All right, rematch for Buffalo, New England. Brad, I'm pretty sure if New England wins this game, that's it. They got the division.
Yeah.
Do you think Buffalo gets right here against New England in the revenge spot?
Man, I think so. But the Bills' run defense is so bad that it's scary. Like, your run defense cannot be that good, but be that bad. But then also it's like kind of helps the Bills that the Patriots have struggled to run the ball. And outside of like 2 chunk runs this season, they haven't been great. But the get back is always good, right? I lean the Buffalo Bills just because of Josh Allen. Josh Allen's I think he knows that he has to be the Superman for this team. He has to score enough to kind of mask that really poor defense. But every freaking time I go and I fade the Patriots, I'm end up being wrong. But the Bills is a 2.5-point favorite after what happened in that first game, where it just felt like the Bills were turning the ball. I think they had 3 turnovers in that game. They were turning the ball every single time. I'm going to take it. But let me just talk about this for a second. I think if you are interested in the props in this game, I think you should look at James Cook over rushing yards. The weather's going to be wet and rainy, right? So maybe James Cook rushing yards, maybe receptions. If you look at his last 3 games, 80, 144, 116, played against 2 good run defenses. In one of those games against the Steelers, he ran the ball 32 times. Other 2 times, 18, 17. They are making it clear like they're going to run the ball if they're not losing, because James Cook has been playing that good.
Interesting note. At least on MGM, by total tickets, the number one most bet team this week is the Bills. Minus 1.5. I mean, look, man, I like the revenge aspect. I'm not buying Buffalo. Like, dude, Royal Mint status cashed clean last week. Steelers.
Yeah.
Bengals.
Oh my God, yeah.
I had the Bengals. I had a little action going for the Bengals to win outright. And they were winning. That game was theirs. Joe Burrow with a fucking little lob to Jamar Chase. It was lazy. Pick 6 changed the whole game. And then the next play, he throws another pick. I mean, Cincinnati had that game. Cincinnati losing that game was disgusting. Buffalo, they got handed that game.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, look, their offense was fine, but Cincinnati's defense is brutal, like real bad. I don't have any advantage for Buffalo in this game other than, hey, it's a game where they get even. They're looking to save, it's a narrative thing.
Yeah.
In terms of actual X's and O's, yeah, you got Josh Allen, but that's it. It's hard to run the ball against New England's defense.
Very hard.
The Buffalo pass catchers aren't anything special. The Buffalo defense has been dog shit. It's been bad. Like, the Buffalo defense is not good.
But do you think we get any reprieve from the bad weather, right? Cold, wet, rainy, windy.
Maybe, but if this thing turns into a ground game, then I don't think it favors Buffalo.
Fair.
You got Josh Allen, but I don't know, man. I don't know if this thing favors Buffalo in a ground contest.
This is like one of those games where I wish I knew, like, I could be there and like before the game and see what like the field felt like, and like, because if this is going to be everything, it's going to have to be one underneath. That's going to be the Patriots every single day, right? But if Buffalo can mix it in a little bit, I think that of the two teams that is going to likely be more conservative would be the Patriots, which could bite them later. But
it's crazy. The Pats have won 10 in a row.
Dude.
New England or Buffalo wins this game. They're still in the thick of it for the division. Truth is, I think matchup-wise, it favors New England better. And, I hate saying this because I think Buffalo, it's hard. It's going to be hard for them to get swept in division, right? That's really the only thing I have. But in terms of actual X's and O's, I think it favors New England. And typically, one of the things I've noticed over the years, and actually my dad told me this when I first started getting into betting.
Yeah.
My dad's like, a lot of times look at the small dog interdivision home game.
Okay.
A lot of these times, and it's not like the Royal Mint or anything, but I've always kept in mind, you get these teams in division and they're home dogs and they're small dogs. And typically that's the ones that usually end up winning or at least covering. You know what, buddy? I don't care if I'm wrong on this spot. I don't care. I'm not living and dying with this pick, but I think I'm actually going to go New England.
Okay.
If my strongest argument for Buffalo is, hey, I don't think they're going to lose again to New England, and it's narrative, and they're fighting to save their division spot. That's not a strong enough handicap for me to want to take Buffalo. Especially if this game it's cold, it's wet, it's a slow grind, ground and pound type of scenario. Yeah, you got Josh Allen, James Cook, but I just think it favors New England better. New England's got a better defense. Their offensive structure is better. I mean, Josh Allen is MVP, obviously, but other than that, I don't know if they have any sort of consistency.
Yeah. This is like a good game for me to just be like, I'm okay with not wanting to bet this game.
Just
because I was even going to try to force James Cook 80+ rush, but
just move to 2.5.
Yeah, man.
I think I'm going to go New England.
I got to think on this one for a little bit more. I've been thinking about this one for all week too, bro.
It's a tough one. This is a tough one to pick, but I think ultimately I'm going to go New England here. I don't think New England's that great, but they're very what's the word? They're very consistent and they don't make big mistakes.
Could this be an under game? We have two teams. We have rush rate over expected. We have the 31st ranked team and the 26th ranked team. What are they to the over under? Do I have that here? Shit, I don't have that one listed.
49.5.
Oh man. In the wet rain. I lean under, right?
Yeah, I'd probably lean under. New England in the under. All right, Brad, another big divisional game here. Chargers at Chiefs. It is the Royal Mint spot. We got several Royal Mints this week. There is a scenario where 4 things have to happen today, and the Chiefs are actually eliminated from postseason contention. Insane. Kansas City's pretty much done in the AFC West. Denver, unless they melt down, are probably going to win the division, which, Brad, you remember we're on. I was on preseason. I like Denver at like 3.5 to 1 to win the AFC West.
Yep.
But obviously, this being a Royal Mint spot is huge because this is my thing here. I think the Chargers are live to win today outright. But let's be real here. If we took the Royal Mint out of consideration, it's crazy to say this, but I don't know if the Chiefs should be laying 6 points over pretty much anybody right now.
Dude, right? It's really weird. But what's weird about this game, I'm gonna stop saying it's weird about this game because there's something weird about every game. But what's funny about this game is I was looking at this game and I was like, the Chiefs, how are they gonna have success in this game? They're gonna have to be able to run the ball and hit explosive plays when they're open. Those are the two weaknesses of the Chargers, right? The Chargers, you can run against and you can hit explosive passes. But from a down-to-down standpoint, the Chargers defense is actually pretty good. If you can't create explosives in the run game or in the pass game against the Chargers, you're not going to be able to nickel and dime down the field against them. What has been the Achilles heel of the Chiefs all season offensively? They can't consistently hit explosive passing games, and their run game's not consistent enough. Do the weaknesses of the Chargers help the Chiefs get to this number? 6.5 is such a big number for a middling team, though. Like,
where are you getting 6.5 from?
I meant to say 6. I saw 5.5 and said 6 at the same time. 5.5 is such a big number for a middling team, and the Chiefs have all the talent in the world, but they're just not a good football team this year. But that said, I think Kansas City wins. I think they cover as well.
I'm not going against a Roman spot. Look, Kansas City wins, fine. I don't disagree with that, but I think the Chargers cover. I think they because again, this is another game I talked about on my RotoWire Pick 5. We've been watching football and doing betting for a long time. And one of the advantages, you see certain things in real time and just take mental notes. One of those things is when the Chargers and Chiefs have both been good, even going back 2018, 2019, 2021, whatever. These games, these lines have more times than not been 3 or 3.5.
Yeah.
If we went back, and I don't have that, but if we went back and we looked back at the last, say, 12 matchups between these two teams, what were the closing lines? I would probably say at least 60 to 70% were 3.5 or less. Definitely within one score. They're
always within one score.
That's what I'm saying. So like 5.5 is a big number. This to me should be typically like Kansas City minus 3.5. And then you leave bettors deciding, hey, do I want to take the 3 and a hook?
I have the last 3 meetings, 4.5, 3.5, 5.5 being this week.
I think 5.5 is too many. I think if I was making the line, I would probably put this at 3 or 3.5. That's typically what we see with these two teams. I feel like 5.5 is too big. I'm not in love with what the Chargers have been doing. It's not because I think Chargers are great. I think the problem is Kansas City, they haven't been able to put together a good offensive and defensive performance in the same game. It's usually one or the other.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this is Kansas City fighting to save their season. So if they win, yeah, fine. But 5.5, I just don't know if I'm right now laying them as a touchdown favorite. They're sloppy. They're not looking good. It's been very sloppy, and I think the Chargers getting points even on the road. This is a spot where I'd take it with the Chargers. I think this is an official play for me, and I think I'm going to lock it in.
Let me go a little bit more. Let's go a little bit deeper into this. So the Chiefs, let's do 5.5 favorites or more. The Chiefs covered. Chiefs covered. Chiefs lost.
Are you saying they're 5.5 exactly or bigger?
5.5 exactly or bigger. Chiefs lost. Chiefs lost. So it's 50% when they've been 5.5 or bigger, 5.5 or bigger since 2013.
Like I said, I think they'll probably win. Like I listen. The Chargers money line to me is a worthwhile sprinkle because there's a really good chance that Kansas City is bad, or not bad, but not really
it's
that
not good.
But I think 5.5 is too many points. It's a Royal Man spot. This is Brad. I mean, we've talked about this countless times. I always take 5.5. Like I routinely play this, so I'm taking 5.5 here. I think Kansas City's good, but I think the Chargers are going to cover. We'll circle back with some props later.
Yep.
As we do end of the show, we cook up a parlay and we get props. All right, buddy. Raiders at the Eagles, 11.5 points. I cannot believe this. Oh, certain Survivor, by the way, there's a few people took the Eagles today. I don't know if I'd be one of them, but Philadelphia has been awful. They've been terrible. Their offense has been brutal. Yet, they are laying 11.5 points. Brad, even against a lottery team in Vegas, a team that might have the number 1 pick, where are we going with them laying 11.5 points? I don't even know if I'd lay 11.5 points for them against a high school team at this point.
Am
I bugging?
I think they cover the 11.5, but let's just talk about this for a second. How funny this team is. Okay. The Eagles, defending Super Bowl champions, 17th in EPA per play, 26th in EPA, in success rate. This is all offense. 21st, a team with Saquon Barkley, 21st in EPA per rush. They're 28th in third down conversion rate. All of this to make it more hilarious. They are 25th in pace, so they can't run the ball. They're not successful. So you know what that's doing for this team? It's putting a lot of pain and a lot of ownership on their defense. I know defense wins championships, but in this day and age of NFL, you have to bring something to the table. You have to bring something for your offense. But man, it's even more dreadful on the other side of the ball. You thought those numbers I said were bad for the Eagles. The Raiders this season, 31st in EPA per play, 30th in success rate, 29th in EPA per pass, 32nd in EPA per rush, 27th in explosive play rate, 26th in third down conversion, 31st in ADOT, average depth of target, and they play really slow in 29th in pace. A really bad recipe. A really, really bad recipe. Who's going to be under center for the Raiders today?
Pickett, maybe? Is it Kenny Pickett or is it Gino?
I don't know who's going to be under center today. That's why the line moved from 11.5 to 12. It's going to be Pickett, or are they going? Yeah, they got to be going Pickett over O'Connell, right?
I would think so. Yeah, look, dude, you make an appealing argument, but the truth is, I can't get behind Philly laying this number. Double digits? I mean, come on, dude. Their offense looks terrible. This team really does not look good. They're defensively fine, but they can't move the ball. They have no sort of rhythm whatsoever. And I understand Vegas is not a good team, but 11.5 points, even for a team traveling west to east cross country, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. I'm not going to die on that hill, but I just think it's too many points, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
I think it's too many. All right. Baltimore, Cincinnati rematch. So before we get into this game, my guy Ben Hostler, who was on the podcast last week, shout out to Ben.
Shout out to Ben, bro.
Shout out to Ben, our guy Ben. He went nuts. So Thursday was a crazy day for me. So we didn't even talk about the Tampa. We'll talk about Tampa later. But basically, so Ben puts out picks, especially for primetime games. Like the big ones is like touchdown scores.
Yeah.
So I was so busy Thursday. I was all up and down South Florida, and my family's in town, and we went to dinner in Fort Lauderdale. So I didn't really track the lines too much. I knew it was 4.5.
Yeah.
No props, nothing like that. And went to dinner late, so I really didn't get to watch the game. So I didn't put anything in. But I saw he had Kyle Pitts touchdowns. He had touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns. Bro, fucking Kyle Pitts legacy game. Are you kidding me? Insane.
That's amazing.
So it was nuts. I'm like, yo, like, and I had seen it, but I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna play it. But like, Kyle Pitts legacy game. Are you kidding me? But anyway, the point is, so on the podcast last week, Ben introed me to this Ravens Reddit thread. Have you heard about this?
No.
So, long story short, Ben mentioned something about one of the players' girlfriends or ex-girlfriends. She got cheated on by the player. This is like in a nutshell. What I think.
Yeah.
Supposedly. And she goes onto this Ravens Reddit thread and starts saying all this shit like, which players need surgery, these guys are checked out. But the main thing is they all fucking want Harbaugh gone. They're like, and that's not really a big surprise if you watch the games.
Yeah.
But basically, the thesis is the Ravens don't care. They're checked out. They got a bad case of senioritis, and they're just waiting for the clock to count out. So, listen, Pittsburgh was a Royal Mint last week, so I liked them at the 5.5. But I'm like, you know what? Now I'm giving this information. I like them outright. And it's just we're really seeing it right now from Pittsburgh from Baltimore. And I got to say, man, it checks out. It really, really does. But I think Cincinnati being Cincinnati's actually a home dog here.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I messed that up. Cincinnati's actually getting 3 at home. I misunderstood that one. So. But basically, the point is this. What the hell's going on? Sorry, I'm getting these phone calls.
It's okay.
But sorry, where was it? The Ravens are a 3-point favorite at Cincinnati. I don't know if they should be favored against anybody right now. What about you?
This is really bad. Really poorly coached team. I have a hard time getting there, but I'm always the believer that some games can look worse than they actually were. When they played against the Bengals that first time, I think that was just the start of that game was really tough. And they couldn't get anything going offensively. Derrick Henry carried the ball for 60 yards only on 10 carries. I think if they want to win this game, they may give a concerted effort to get Derrick Henry involved. I actually slight lean to the Ravens, but this is another game that I don't want to bet outside of taking Derrick Henry rushing yards.
I think I'm probably going to lean Cincinnati getting points at home. Cincinnati ruined it last week, but I think Baltimore's checked out, dude. I think they want the season to be over, and there's just no consistency with them. I understand that, but with Baltimore, I don't know. Feel confident laying 3 points on the road. They don't want to give Derrick Henry the ball. I don't think that's really a thing. I'd probably take Cincinnati getting 3 at home.
Yeah,
I think that's probably a solid play. Maybe Jamar Chase bounce back after last week. That was a weird game. I would say was last week, but I think we get a big one from Jamar this week. I think I'm going with Cincinnati, laying 3.
Okay.
Washington at the Giants, 2.5 points. Do you have anything strong on this side?
I don't. Commanders are just basically limping into this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's their motivation now? Right? Your running back group core game has just not been good. Your quarterback's down. You're not going to make the playoffs. Does this feel like a fold game to you, right? Like the Giants just come and they cover the spread, they win, because you have to think like for the Giants, things are looking up for them in terms of, I don't know. I didn't say that correctly. For the Giants, like they can be excited going out of the season, like saying, let's get some momentum to bring it into next season.
Mm-hmm.
Where on the other side of the ball, the Commanders are more like, well, let's get healthy. Let's get healthy. Let's get into the offseason. And so for that, I lean Giants, but it feels weird taking the Giants as a 2.5 point favorite. God, the Commanders stink, man. They stink. They're banged up. They don't even know who their starting running back is going to be
last year, dude.
Such a
hey, there he is. Fucking Kyle Pitts, buddy. Dude, stakes on you. When are you coming down here? Kyle Pitts legacy game. $150 plus 3 tutties. You gotta be shitting me.
Wait, you know what's funny? I hit that parlay for Thursday Night Football, and I thought Kyle Pitts was going to be the hardest leg, and it was the easiest leg.
What'd you have?
I had Pitts touchdown. I had Pitts 58.5 in the lotto. I'll just read it to you. It was actually pretty fun. I had Godwin 4 receptions, Pitts 50, Bucky Irving 15 carries, Darnell Mooney. Listen to this: 2.5 receptions. Mike Evans over 4.5 first quarter receiving yards.
What'd that pay?
10-1, or what did that one pay? 13-1.
Nice. You didn't send it to me, so that's nice on your part. Like I don't really have anything strong. I'd probably lean Giants inside the 3, but I mean this is one of those games where maybe like you sample a Wan'Dale Robinson, or like Jackson Dart rushing or something along those lines, but nothing super set in stone that I'm dying to take. All right, Cleveland Browns at the Bears, 7.5 points. That's a big number for Chicago to be lying.
First, let me tell you this: I took Quishon Dunkins over 1.5 receptions. God damn. What side do I like? What did I go with this game? I'm going to pass. I just like Quishon Dunkins receptions. I don't have a side in this.
I'll probably pass as well. 7.5 points. Cleveland's defense played bad last week. That was surprising how bad their defense was against Tennessee. Tony Pollard ran all over them. Like can you imagine? Like you got smoked by Tennessee. Yeah. Tony Pollard against this defense just ran all over them.
Ran all over them.
Makes no sense.
It feels, and there's a lot of injuries for the Browns, but it feels like more of tanking injuries, if that makes sense, right? Like,
yeah.
Kevin Stefanski said, we're just gonna tank a little bit.
A little bizarre. Let me ask you a question. So I just actually saw something on here. Judkins alt receptions. Like, what are you taking him up to?
I only took one and a half.
Would you take him to 4 receptions?
No. My only reason because Shedeur doesn't check down. He hates checking down.
He is a little all or nothing.
All or nothing. So, but I do like that number with no Samson. He'll get the Samson targets, who is typically the receiving back. I don't think they're going to have a ton of success in this game, like overall.
The Browns don't run a lot of design screens, do they?
No, but Samson had 38% of the snaps last game. You know, like that's a frick ton. How many targets did he have? I can't remember. Samson had last game 6 targets last game. Jesus.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going here. Tennessee at San Francisco, 12.5. Big number. McCaffrey looks like he's good to go. Tennessee is just like this weird team that just can surprise you. You think 12.5 is fair with the Niners today?
I think it's a little fair, but a little on the higher side, in my opinion, there, in my estimation. So that just brings me to slightly lean towards the Titans. But the Titans got to be on a letdown, right? My thing with the Titans, too, is like they just don't get pressure on the quarterback, which is like such a big deal. Not the Titans, the 49ers. They don't get pressure on the quarterback, which is such a big deal. Like if you're going to make rookie quarterbacks' lives hard, you have to be getting pressure on the quarterback. And if you're not doing that, life's not going to be that hard. So I think I kind of like the 12.5, but there's a reason they put it at 12.5 as opposed to it being at the 13.5, maybe 14.
I mean, look, I don't. It's one of these games. Other than maybe like McCaffrey or Kittle, like I don't know how much I'm going to be, being involved in this game.
Dude, it's because it's that time of year where the freaking spreads are all double digits.
Yeah, a lot of double digits this week. I think I'd probably lean Tennessee slightly because Tennessee is so good at like hanging in with these backdoor covers. Cam Ward will have like one signature drive at the end of a game. Like Tennessee will be down 19 points at the end of the game, and then Cam Ward with like a minute left will go down, march 75 yards, and go score a touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. San Francisco's off the bye this week, right?
Yeah.
I smell a backdoor cover here for Tennessee.
I might take a little bit of B-Rob to run the ball.
Brian Robinson, Tutty?
I think I'm gonna do rushing yards. Wow, I can't remember what his line is at because I was remembering like every team that has that backup running back against the Titans has had success because their run defense is so bad. But it also helps that CMC has been a little banged up. Oh, they took Brian Robinson's rushing yards down. What the frick?
It was 29.5.
Who has it?
FanDuel.
Okay, I like 29.5.
Actually, let me check. Yeah, it is 29.5.
Yo, I can get on Novig 29.5 plus.
You like Jawan Jennings today to score?
Dude, yeah, they've been targeting him a lot, man, in the red zone. Featuring him in the red zone. Really nice.
Yeah, I think I like Jawan Jennings, to be honest.
Dude, Novig takes forever to load up. Let's see. How much money do I have in this thing? Shit.
Yeah, I think Jawan Jennings is solid today. I saw somebody put up this weird tutty parlay. Talk about it a little bit later, but let's see.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, here it is. Ready?
Yeah.
Colby Parkinson, Wandale, Jawan Jennings, Isaiah Likely, all score. Is that not insane?
That's fun. All right, I'll just bet that later. My freaking Novig's being stupid.
This is another Royal Mint spot, Brad. This is a big one. This is a potential NFC Championship preview.
Hit me.
A lot of storylines in this one. It's the Rams. It's the Lions. It's Goff. It's Big Daddy Stafford.
Oh, my God.
Royal fucking mint. Brad, I like the Lions. I'm a Royal Mint guy. I'm taking the Lions here.
Oh man, this game. This is like
great.
This is great because I wanted to be on the Rams. I mean, I wanted to be on the Lions, but they're freaking horrible, straight up on the road. Oh my God. Oh, this is great, right? We have a top 5 defense versus a top 5 offense. We have a top 5 O-line versus a top 5 D-line. Like the drama in this game is palpable. Penalty. Sorry, I took Erling Haaland.
Are you watching soccer?
I took Erling Haaland, scored 2 goals. Oh, let's go.
Ruined. Yeah, look, man, I think X's and O's, both teams should be able to score a lot. Detroit's defenses look terrible. It really is. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop the Rams' offense, but at the same time, I still feel like the Rams' defense, while it's better than Detroit, it's not that great. It's solid. I feel like both teams should be able to score, and I just think this is one of those games where both teams are going to get up, and I think 5.5 is a little bit big. I think the right number should be about 3.5, 4.
Yeah.
I think 5.5 is a little bit too many. I could see this one being like a 31-28 type of game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think 5.5 is a little bit big. And there's even books where it's trending towards going to 6. It's a lot. Also, the problem is these numbers are so inflated for props. Like Puka set at 100.5. Stafford set at 281.5. Jahmyr Gibbs is set at 72.5 rushing. It's crazy. There's just these numbers are too big. Blake Corum 35.5. It seems a little light.
I don't want Blake Corum the ball. I don't want any part of Blake Corum because
I know I hate him, but he's scoring. Devontae Adams is -180 to score. Gibbs -175. Puka
and Devontae Adams dealing. What was Devontae Adams? A quad injury he's dealing with?
Yeah, but I think he's good to go.
I can't remember if he was a quad or a hammy.
Blake Corum 2-1 to score today.
Lions run defense 3rd in the NFL.
Yeah. Well,
there's Holland. Love that man. God, I love that man. 250. Let's go.
Shut up. Being a little slow. Carolina at New Orleans 2.5. Brad, I like the Saints here. I think 2.5 home dog in division. I think this is a good spot for them to cover 2.5. What do you say?
Dude, I have gone back and forth on this. I went back and forth on this because wait, let me see what's the lineup now. 2.5. It was 1.5, and I was going to take the 1.5 with the Panthers. Panthers off the bye. Hold on, pull up my notes. All right, Panthers off the bye here, playing against the Saints, who look like they might have got a little bit of a spark offensively, but defensively, a lot of their numbers are fake, right? Like I thought this was the fakest number. 3rd in EPA per rush, yet they're giving up the 2nd most rush yards per game. 15th in EPA per pass. They've played in some bad passing quarterbacks, but they've but they've also played in some bad elements, right? Where games kind of impact that number a little bit. But pressure's a damn thing. Saints are playing with house money. The pressure's all on the Panthers now. Panthers, the ball is in their court. They win out, they win. They win it all.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, we could talk about that. But I did want to give out a bet that I like in this game more than a side or a total. For FYI, I leaned the Panthers, but I don't actually think the Panthers is a good bet. So I didn't bet it. My bet is, let's see if that's still available. Rico Dowdle over 56.5 rushing yards.
Okay. So Green Bay at Denver. 1.5, damn near pick 'em. This is a tough one, Brad. I don't know if I could really get behind a side. I think I might lean the under here, 42.5, possibly.
One thing you can guarantee about this game is it is going to be the ugliest game we've ever watched. 2 teams that don't play pretty football. I have a hard time getting down with either of these teams. Both pretty good defensively. Edge obviously is going to go towards the Broncos as a whole defensive unit. game is in Mile High, which helps a lot. And I don't think that, Micah Parsons being the disruptor that he is going to matter much for the Denver Broncos because of their play style. Slight lean to the Broncos, but if you like the Broncos, why not just wait till they're down like 14? Because we say this every week, and the Broncos get down against these, and yeah, man, I think the Broncos get it done.
I think I lean Denver as well. I don't love it, but I don't think Green Bay really is that good, man. I just don't. It's not that they don't win pretty. I think their roster has a lot of holes in them. It has a lot of flaws. So I'm not really of the belief that Green Bay is great. It's a tough place to play in Denver. Denver's defense is legit. Slightly in Denver here. All right, this is the game I've been waiting to talk about. Indianapolis at Seattle. Phillip Rivers is signed. I don't know what planet we're living on, what year we're living in, but Phillip Rivers is back in an NFL uniform. Brad, you got to help me here because this line's been 13.5 all week, and I don't understand it. Maybe the books, maybe everybody knows something I don't know. I think this should be closer to 20.5.
Yeah, it's because the line at the original open was 10.5.
Oh, all right,
10.5. And then the within an hour, I got 11, and then within 30 minutes, it went to 12, and then by the end of the day, it was 12.5, and then by the next day, it was 13. So it's moved through a lot, right? I bet the 11 quick, dude. This was before Phil Rivers news. This was a bad spot for a team that could be starting a banged up or an old quarterback. I didn't care which one, right? One of the situations was going to be bad. They were playing a banged up quarterback or an old quarterback. Cross country travel spot against a team that has elite. I think they're second in run defense. Elite run defense.
Yep.
So they're going to stack the box.
Yep.
A team that's also really good on the back end too.
Yep.
I thought this was a really tough game for the tough game for the Colts.
Buddy, I got to be honest. I think the only way Seattle doesn't blow them out is if they don't get off the bus.
Yeah,
that's the only way. Because let's look at it realistically. The strength of let's assess with Daniel Jones. The strength of this team is running the ball, something that the Seahawks have defended very well this year, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you bring in Daniel Jones's legs. That adds a different element, and it helps out the pass game. Now, without Daniel Jones, you are basically starting a guy who just got off his couch. Even though Phillip Rivers, once upon a time, was a great quarterback, he just got off his couch. So now your run-first approach as a 13.5-point dog at not only one of the toughest places to play in the NFL, but at one of the top defenses. The matchup doesn't bode well for you. Jonathan Taylor's probably going to get 30 touches today, but what happens when Seattle goes up 3 touchdowns? All of a sudden, you have to abandon the run. So the strength of your team is to keep it in a neutral game script. So what happens when that game script goes awry? Now Jonathan Taylor becomes neutralized, and now you're having Phillip Rivers, who literally got off the couch 5 minutes ago, sitting back there against a ferocious pass rush. Listen, I will take this, and I don't have a problem being wrong. I think this is a very similar scenario as remember. You might not have been doing the podcast. I think it was with Sia, but the Vikings game when Seattle was an 11.5-point favorite. I'm like, I don't see how Seattle doesn't blow them out.
Yeah.
And Seattle didn't even play a good game. Seattle probably played like a C- game offensively at best. Seattle's defense played amazing.
Yep.
They won 26-0, and their offense didn't really do much. You got last week where Seattle in my opinion, played a B-plus game at Atlanta. I think if Seattle plays even a B-minus game, they win by 16.
Yeah.
I will be fine in being wrong. I just think there's a lot more scenarios for Seattle to win big today than there is for Indianapolis to keep this one close-ish. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I in all truth, dude, I think this line should be like 19.5. I think 13.5 is too light. They might know something I don't know, but I feel like Indianapolis should be a much, much, much bigger underdog.
Yeah, I think Jonathan Taylor over rushing and receiving yards is really nice.
He's 78.5 rush.
What?
78.5 rush. What's his Jonathan Taylor's wow, these pieces of shit, they don't have any Jonathan Taylor receiving props.
His rushing and receiving number is 94.5.
Wow. They don't have any Jonathan Taylor receiving props on FanDuel.
He's going to run the ball 20 plus times, right? Like, it doesn't matter because you're not having Phillip Rivers throw the ball 40 times. His Phillip Rivers line is set at, God, I forget, 150, 150.5.
What about like Jonathan Taylor, 5 catches for parlayed it with like 25 yards? That doesn't make sense. That's stupid. How is that? How are those odds worse? I don't see that. What if we parlayed like Jonathan Taylor, like 5 catches with something? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Let's remember. Let's play the scenario out. Jonathan Taylor probably isn't coming off the field today. But Phillip Rivers is going to be facing a ton of pressure. A ton. Yeah. What do you do when you face a ton of pressure? Check it down.
Yeah.
Number 1.
I took his over 2.5 receptions.
Hold on. Number 2, you want to get the ball in the hands of your playmaker.
Yeah.
Number 3, let's remember prime Phillip Rivers was a check down king. How many times he dumped it off to Darren Sproles or he dumped it off to any one of his running backs? I think Jonathan Taylor receptions is a very, very nice look today. I think his receiving work is definitely something I'm going to be looking at.
Yeah, and that's why I like rushing plus receiving, right? Because, God, let's say, I might pull this up. Let's say Jonathan Taylor gets 20 carries because he's going to get to 20 carries. Like that's clear. He needs to average. What does he average right now this season? Because it's going to be lower. So he averages 5.5. So let's go 3.5. That's about 68. So he's about 68. Then he would need to cover the 95, 27 through the air. He's had in games where he's had 3 or more receptions, 36, 42, 38, 20, 16, and 27. So how much would he need? 27. Damn, that's a really good number. Shit.
Let me ask you though, would you rather take Jonathan Taylor 100 rush receiving yards, or would you rather take him, say, something along the lines of like 3 catches and pay a little bit more big for it?
Pay a little bit more big for the 3 catches.
Yeah, 3 catches seems like a lot easier than getting 100 rush receiving yards.
Yeah, because even in the games where he had big catch games when they were in like losing scripts, he had 96 rush receiving. He had 64. He had 100. What would that be? That'd be 121. He only went over once in losing scripts.
Yeah, I think 3 catches is good. I think honestly he might get 4 or 5. I could see this being a big check down game, especially if the game
loves the check down.
He does. He's a check down king. Like if the game script goes sideways, I that's where I just think it's going to be a lot of these check downs. Jonathan Taylor, I don't know about the yards, but I think the catches are good, man. I think this is one of those scenarios where I really look at laddering up his catches because there's definitely.
I think I'm just trying to overcomplicate it. I took catches, but I think I'm just trying to overcomplicate it. I took catches, but I was trying to get some more. I think you're
overcomplicating it.
Yeah.
Okay. JSN catches again?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
JSN yards, dude.
Rinse and repeat.
JSN, listen, what I love about JSN is even when it's like a bad matchup, they scheme him and coach's name, McDonald.
Mike McDonald.
He was saying, like, I was watching this video of him talking about good offenses don't just run plays because they're successful, right? And it kind of like went a turn of, you get your good players involved, but you also design against defenses to get those players involved. And it had never been more evident, like when I watched this team, that like it doesn't matter what the matchup is. Their matchup, what they're doing is to make their team successful by identifying which player needs to be worked into the game plan. Not, oh, hey, we played against this team, JSN was successful. Or, hey, we played against this team, Tyler Warren was successful. No. When we played against a stacked box, or when we played against disguise coverage that ended up dropping 3, and this team disguises coverage a lot, we were able to send JSN on a post route because they were so worried about the disguised coverage. They'd send him up to the line of scrimmage. Like that kind of stuff is really high level that not a lot of coaches do. They just are creative, good masterminds. And I think I'm going to take JSN first quarter receiving yards.
What's that set at?
It's probably 10.5.
Yeah, I think I'll probably take that. I think that's first drive status.
I'm about to
hold on
in 2 seconds. First quarter receiving yards. What the frick? Oh, here it is. Oh, never mind. It's way too high.
20?
Yeah, hold on. But how? I thought it was way lower. I thought it was...
well, let me know when you find out.
All right, here we go. It opened at open at 23. Okay. No,
I mean, I'm probably gonna be on Jason's overs today. If we cooked up a same gamer here, right? Let's say we cooked up a same gamer here. Right? Let's say we got, I don't know why this doesn't give us Taylor's receptions. So, I would do, I don't know why we can't get his stuff. Oh, here we go. So Taylor over 2.5 catches, which seems like not a lot, is minus 134.
Yep.
Solid. If we did alt receptions, Jonathan Taylor, alt receptions. It's not bad. JSN 7 catches, Taylor 3 catches, Seattle minus 13.5. Plus
not
4
bad at all.
Plus 428. Plus 428. I think I might take that.
You know what's funny?
What?
Jackson Smith-Njigba is not a first quarter guy.
Yeah.
He's not a first quarter guy. Wow. He is a second and third quarter guy.
I gotta be honest, I'm a little surprised. Wow. I like that though. I think 7 catches, minus 13.5 over 2.5 catches for JT. I think those 3 are pretty solid. Any thoughts?
I like it.
Yeah, we'll let's pin this one. Okay, we have a couple more games. Minnesota and Dallas, guys. It's another Royal Mint spot. There are 6.5s out there, 6s, but as of right now, it's 5.5. Brad, do we think this is a Minnesota spot or a Dallas spot?
I think it's a Dallas win, Minnesota cover. I have a hard time just getting behind Dallas covering games. They've had to travel. They've had to come from behind in games. They found themselves in bad situations. Defensively, they've been better at stopping the run, but they still lack in the secondary, which is weird to me. Not weird to me, but like concerning to me. This feels like it could be a wow. This could be a CeeDee Lamb game.
Minnesota shut down what's his face, Jason.
Yeah, they shut down Jason because Jason's not an explosive wide receiver. What's CD's longest rec? I'm not dealing with that. I don't like it that much. I was gonna take Justin Jefferson receiving yards because I think eventually he's gonna go over, and I was just looking at numbers and I was like,
under every single time.
But goddamn, what was that 60 now? 65?
I think this take is under every time.
You can't bet his over. There's zero reason to.
Zero reason. He's probably miserable. He's probably like, dude, get me the fuck out of here. Yeah, I don't blame him.
Send him to Tampa.
JJ McCarthy's your quarterback. Must be terrible. Yeah, I mean, look, man, I think Minnesota finds a way to hang in this game. This is a principal spot where it's Royal Mint right now. Royal Mint getting 5.5 on the road. I think Dallas wins. Minnesota covers. I do think this could be a game where CeeDee Lamb has a big one. I'm really curious about though George Pickens. Like, what the fuck happened last week? He had what could have been a touchdown. He literally was right there. He didn't stick his arms out.
He like jogged.
I don't know what it was. I don't know why he just decided to not make a play. He was there. He didn't even give an effort.
He didn't jog. He just jogged.
Prop wise, dude. I don't really know if I love anything here. But you know what's going to happen when we're chasing later on? We're going to be like, all right, what do we like? So we need to have some sort of preparation heading in.
Yeah.
Lamb, maybe. I mean, Lamb's got two back-to-back really good games. Maybe we go Lamb's numbers 80.5. What's his longest rec? I mean, 3 straight games. It's 37, 51, 48. And then before that was 23. Before that was 33. Before that was 29. Before that's 74. So he's getting these longest receptions.
What's his number at? Do you know?
25.5.
Yeah.
He's probably over. He's gone over that in each of his last 7 games, with the exception of one, which was against Vegas. It went 23. I mean, he's pretty good. He's pretty much good for that. Every game he's got one of these monster catches.
Man. Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Yeah, it's solid. I think I'll probably take a look at that. Probably have that. The longest recs are tough, though. It's like you're waiting on one of these big plays the whole game. But we hit one last week with Devontae Smith. Took us to get to overtime. Okay, let's see here. We have – I don't like these timers. Last game is Miami at Pittsburgh, 3 points. It looks – dude, TJ Watt, serious. Partially collapsed lung. Same thing Trey Savage had at East Carolina, by the way. His status is very much in doubt. Miami sort of coming back to life here. I don't know what kind of realistic shot they have to sneak in, but all of a sudden they're 6-7.
God, freaking, they're a team that's gonna wish they had the season that the season could start over, because like they like have underperformed, but they've overperformed at the same time. that's the sign of like bad coaching, right? Because they have the talent, but they're playing against a really weird Steelers team. No TJ Watt Steelers team that was already pretty bad defensively. I lean Dolphins plus the 3, but right, like, am I just gonna, this is a really bad Dolphins defense, man. What do you got on this? Send me in a freaking.
I think I'd probably slightly lean Miami with the points. This looks like it could get to 3.5, so I'd probably wait to see if we get 3 and a hook. I don't love it, but I think Pittsburgh, I'm not there with on Pittsburgh. I don't think they're that good. I don't love the Steelers. HN should be okay for this one too.
So you like taking the points?
Yeah, I think I would take the points here. I don't love it. I don't think it's a great matchup, but I think I would take the points. Yeah. All right. Before we wrap up, let's talk about some props and parlays. What do you got here for us today?
All right, I'm gonna give out 2 sack props. Same game.
Wow.
I'm going Jonathan Grenard from the Vikings plus 200. And then what's her name? Ezraku, 1 sack plus 165. It was Ezraku, like it's like my favorite of the 2. Obviously odds wise, but I thought Grenard like is against hold on, let me just pull up my notes. Shit. He's up against Nathan Thomas, who's having a pretty freaking bad season. Has a pass block grade of 29.1, which is like one of like the worst. Like, I think it's one of the worst. It's 81st among tackles. So what would that make him? That would make him, I don't know. Let's do the math. Say each team carries about 1.5. That make him like bottom third. That make 15 tackles that have had comparable stats better than him. Worse than him. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you play sacks ever?
Not really. Very rarely. Very, very rarely. All right. Enough of your jibber jabbering. Let's fucking cook. Let's cook up a lay. All right. Seattle minus 13.5.
Let me pull up my notepad. All right, here we go. Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Dallas money line. You know why we saved that for later.
Yeah.
Rashee Rice, 6 catches.
Why don't we take his yards?
Because he's usually more likely to get the catches than the yards. How many times? Let me see something. Since he's been playing, how many times?
They run him a lot of underneath too.
They look to get him the ball. Like how many? Let me see. I want to see something. This is what I noticed about.
How many catches did you say?
6. 6.5. It's juiced to the under, but
so every game that he's had 6 catches, but 1, he's gone over. Every game that he's gone over the receiving yards, he's had at least 6 catches, but 1. So I'm good with whatever.
Yeah, for him to get over yards, it's very rare that he doesn't get the catches. He's like JSN. Catches come first before the yards with him.
I was going to take him yards today, so I don't hate it because I think he's going to have to get it either way. He's on my yards bet. So you said 6 catches?
Yeah, 6 catches.
He's going to get 10 targets regardless. So
Jamar Chase. What do you like Jamar at?
Let me pull my weather report in that game because I think that was moderate weather. Well, but I can't remember what the wind was. Bengals. That's the second game. 10 MPH. Not bad. 12 degrees. What's his receptions number?
Who?
Chase. I like his yards at like, it would play like 86.5 would probably be fair. What's his yardage? 89.
87.5.
Yeah. Wow. I could freaking make these lines.
Catches 7.5.
He went for freaking $110. I like his. Let's go over receiving yards. I think the Bengals are gonna be playing from a losing position.
87.5.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah. Damn. Right. That goes against what I would make his number though.
He fucked me last week. All right. Lions, Rams. Let's juice up the Lions a little bit. I like the 5.5, but let's take the Lions at 7.5. All right, we'll take the Lions at 7.5. We're at 5 legs right now, Brad.
5. I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Rice, 6 catches. Cowboys money line. Hawks minus 13.
Oh, it didn't. It's on my sheet. It didn't add to the bullet point. Okay, there it is.
All right. Lions, Rams. What's the prop you like in this game? It's a lot, but it's hard to pick.
Lions, Rams. I thought Lions, Rams. You have to go with like running backs out of the backfield. Yeah, but Jameer is just so high. Jahmyr Gibbs over 40.5 receiving yards.
Think? I hate taking Jahmyr Gibbs receiving because it's just so fucking. It's so shady.
Well, since Campbell's taken over, he has had 30. But remember, he had 30, but they blew him out, so he didn't play most of that. He didn't catch most of the second half. Then at 105, 45, 18 was against Green Bay. That was a horrible game for that whole team. And then 77 against the Cowboys. In every game since Campbell has taken over, he's had at least four targets. Even in the slowest pace game that he played against the Eagles, he had 107, 8 targets.
Receiving yards, Jahmyr Gibbs. It's 40.5. It's a big number, though.
Yeah.
It's a big number.
It was 35.5 last week.
What do you like? Or do you have another?
I don't have any other props. I don't have any prop. That's just me talking. I don't have any props in this game.
Do you have anything else you'd like? Not necessarily in this game. So we got Rice 6 catches, Seahawks minus 13.5. I mean, we could throw JSN in there or Taylor.
I was going to put Taylor in a parlay no matter what.
All right, so let's throw Taylor 3 catches in there.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you like it? It's only 18-20. Seahawks minus 13.5. Taylor 3 catches. Rice 6 catches. Cowboys money line. Chase 87.5 over. Lions plus 7.5. Not paying attention to me.
Was starting to build it, but that's a lot of legs.
6 legs. It's not a huge payout though. 18-20
for 6 legs. No.
What do you think? We got to give the people what they want. We got to give them a parlay winner.
Yeah. I'm looking to see if there's anybody that we could play bases. I hate playing alts. I stopped playing alts now in parlays because I always get pissed. Like I play a guy, alt him down, and he's like minus 200 in the leg, and that's the leg that loses. And I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Why don't we go? Do I do this? I have 2, and I'll let you choose from them.
Okay.
Both are sketchy. Not sketchy, sweaty. All right, here we go. Let me just pull up these numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I only like one, and it was.
Come on, just spit it out.
Breece Hall under rushing yards.
Okay, or
59.5.
That's it.
Or Zay Flowers under receiving yards.
I mean, I don't love either. It is
Flowers is 67.5.
I gotta be honest, I don't love either. I don't love either.
Okay.
I don't think they're. I mean, it's not bad. Just in a parlay purposes. I don't know if it's great. Parlay.
True. You kind of want to root for it. Dude, Brady Cook's getting freaking smashed right now. His rushing over.
What if we did Jets team total under?
It's the price is crappy.
What is it?
14.5. It's minus like 160.
Get the fuck out of here! Come on, really?
Yeah, dude. Let's see. Did they bump it down yet? They put it at 13.5. It moved to 13.5 minus 125.
No thanks. All right, maybe we take the Chargers down 2 to 7.5. See what that would be.
What's that? What's the payout?
Let me find it. Where's the alt spread, dude? Oh, there it is. Okay, so if we did, that's not bad. So that's not bad. It's 7 legs, but it's 28.35. A lot of the stuff is relatively high percentage, and we threw Dallas money line in there at the end because we typically do. Last leg of a parlay, you want it to be a big money line favorite, so that way you can shoot for the middle. So if we get there, what do you think about that? Rice 6 catches, Jamar Chase 87.5 over, Chargers plus 7.5, Lions plus 7.5, Seattle minus 13.5, Taylor 3 catches, Dallas money line.
I like it.
28.35. It's not sexy, but I think it's decent. Let's see. You down with that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna chat it. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Rice 6 catches. Chargers.
What'd you build it on?
FanDuel. I think Taylor's getting 3 catches today. 3 catches. Dallas. Let's see. Lions plus 7. Dallas money line. Chase over 87.5 yards. 28.35. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. I think it's got a realistic shot of hitting. What?
No, I think it's good. I think it was a good chance of hitting.
It's got a good chance. I mean, if we look at it, like Rashee Rice catches, I think is solid. They're going to be going through him. I know the Chargers defense has been pretty good, but A.J. Brown just cooked them last week. He had like six for 100. Chargers 7.5. I think that one stays close. I think that's a 1-score game. I know Kansas City needs it, but it doesn't mean the Chargers can't cover 7.5.
Yeah.
Seattle minus 13.5. I love that. It's one of my favorite plays of the day. Jonathan Taylor to get 3 catches. I think Rivers is a check down king, playing from behind, trying to get the ball in his hands, facing heavy pressure. I think Taylor's 3 catches could be the only thing I think that could be my biggest what if factor. But I ultimately think it's a good play. Line 7.5. I like that. I think that is another close game. Dallas money line. I think Dallas probably wins, but if we survive, we'd be able to take the middle.
Yeah.
Minnesota. And then Jamar Chase, 87.5 yards. I think it's solid.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I like it.
How much you want to do it for?
Just standard 50 for me.
Each or 25 each?
But 50 each is fine. Or you want to do 25? What's the odds?
Well, what do you got on Hard Rock?
I didn't build it yet. I was going to build it after the show. The odds are going to be worse on Hard Rock.
All right, well, we'll connect after the show. It's 28-35 on FanDuel.
So, 28-35, so probably like 25 to 1. So we can do $25. Not bad.
Yeah.
About $600 payout.
But I appreciate everybody tuning in this week. We will be back next week. Best of luck. Hopefully you hit some winners, and we are out of here.